Does God want us to stand up for others? That's what we're talking about today on this week's Hope Kids Online. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Hope Kids Online. This week, I am so excited that you have joined us. We got a great thing planned today. Justin!
What?
What are you doing? Why are you way up there?
I thought we were talking about standing up, so I'm standing on something.
The kids can't even see your face. You're so high up. I think you should come down from there.
Oh.
Yes.
That didn't feel good.
We are talking about standing up, but we're not just standing up. We're talking about standing up for others.
Yes.
You know, there's some times where like kids get bullied in class, and they're one of the best ways that you can counter bully is if other people stand up for that kid that's being bullied.
I really wish people would have stood up more for me growing up.
Yeah, it definitely would have been help. But you know, one of the things we're learning today is that I will stand up for others no matter what the cost. And let me ask you the question: have you ever been bullied? Why don't you let us know in the comments? I know for me, I was always a big kid, and so people made fun of me pretty much my entire life. But you know what? I always had people who stood up for me and made me feel better, even though other people made me feel bad.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I was the nerd the nerds picked on.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good at all. So, hey, you know what? We have an incredible story. It's Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
It's Mother's Day, and I am so thankful for my mom. You thankful for your mom?
Oh yeah,
absolutely. And so we have a story about a woman in the Bible, and she actually has an entire book of the Bible named after her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and she was a beautiful queen. Just all good things. All good things. You know, it makes me think of this song. Let it go, let it go.
I thought I was supposed to be the weirdo.
Anyway, so that it's not Elsa, but it does start with an E, and that's what we're going to talk about on this week's Potato Head Theater. We'll be right back. That is coming up in just a few minutes. We'll see you soon.
Welcome back to this series called Never Too Young.
Today, we're talking about standing up for... What are you doing?
Standing up. You said we're talking about standing up.
No, I said we're learning about standing up.
Oh, well, I already know how to do that. Check me out.
Would you listen and let me finish?
Well, excuse me. Go ahead.
Thank you. Kids, there are a lot of people in the world who are misfortunate. In other words, they need help.
That's true. They need somebody that won't just think of themselves, but think of others.
Exactly. Well, we want you to meet a girl who did something incredible. She stood up for those who needed help. Check it out.
I was sitting home one day and I was watching TV, and I saw on the program that a lot of children didn't have any shoes, not a single pair. And I was heartbroken because in the summertime it was really hot, the concrete was hot, and in the wintertime their toes would freeze, and so I was heartbroken and very, very sad. I decided to do a little different for my birthday, and instead for the people to bring me presents, I asked them to bring shoes for the people that don't have any. A bunch of people came to my party, and by the time it was done, we counted our shoes, and we had 40 pairs of shoes. And now 40 people got to have shoes, and that before they didn't have any, and so I was so happy. It was awesome. I was so glad that I did that because I stood up for the people that didn't have shoes, and God chose me to do a very special thing to donate shoes to people that didn't have any.
Wow, that was so awesome how she stood up for those kids who didn't have any shoes. Imagine if every kid did something like that.
Yeah, and today we are going to learn about another kid in the Bible who stood up for those who needed help. Her name was Esther.
Yeah, she used her role as queen to save lives.
You're going to learn all about it in your lesson today, called Stand Up for Others. Anyway, until next time, this is Elliot.
And Jordan, reminding you that when it comes to doing big things for God, you are
Never too young.
Hi friends! Since it's Mother's Day, I thought it would be awesome if we told some great Yo Mama jokes! No, but don't worry, these aren't mean jokes. No, those types of jokes are never funny. These are really nice jokes about awesome moms in the Bible! And we can totally make a game out of it. I'll tell you a joke, and then you have 10 seconds to guess which Bible character's mom I'm talking about. As soon as you know who it is, just shout it out. Sound fun? Sweet! Let's do it! Woo, woo, woo! Alright, here's the first joke. Your mama loved you so much that she threw you in the Nile River to keep you safe from Pharaoh. Whose mama is this? A. Joseph. B. Daniel. C. Moses. Remember, shout it out if you know who it is. Okay, time's up. Who said Moses? You're correct. Moses' mom put him in a basket in the Nile River to keep him safe. That was fun. Let's try another. Your mama was the first mama who ever was a mama. Whose mama am I talking about? A. Abel. B. Solomon. C. Mary. Time's up! It's Abel. Abel's mom, Eve, was the very first mom there ever was. Here's the next one. Your mama loved you so much that she helped you steal your brother's birthright. Whose mama am I talking about? A. Jacob. B. Esther. C. Paul. Time is up! Did you figure it out? Jacob is the right answer. Jacob's mom Rebecca helped him steal the birthright from his brother Esau. Let's try another. Your mama wanted a child so bad that she promised that you would serve the Lord your whole life if you were born. Whose mama am I talking about? A. Peter. B. Samuel. C. Ruth. Time is up. Do you know who it is? Samuel! Samuel's mom Hannah kept her promise, and Samuel served the Lord as a priest. All right, here's our last one. Your mama was so obedient to the Lord that she never gave you a haircut, and the Lord gave you super strength. Whose mama am I talking about? A. Samson. B. Jonah. C. David. Okay, time is up. Did you figure it out? Samson is the right answer. Samson's mom never cut his hair, just like the Lord asked her to. Well, that was fun. Thanks for playing, everybody.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Potato Head Theater. Today's story comes to us from Esther, chapter 2 through 10. Today we are going to learn about an amazing young woman in the Bible. Her name was Esther.
Hi
Hi everyone, my name's Esther, and I'm just a poor girl from a little town. But people say I'm beautiful, I'm just not sure.
Esther was a poor young girl who found herself being taken to the king's palace for a massive beauty contest.
You there! You're a beautiful young woman. You should come with me. The king's having a beauty contest, and you should be there.
Really? You think I'm pretty enough to meet the king?
Absolutely. You're gorgeous. Why would you even doubt that? Come with me.
The king needed to find a new wife, so he was holding this beauty contest. The king only needed a few moments in Esther's presence before he was totally in love with her.
Okay, let's see if I can find the next wife. Gee, I hope he picks me. I'm a little plain, and I think I smell like sheep. I just don't know if I'm pretty enough for him. All right, let's go down. Oh my gosh, she is too plain. I cannot go with her. No! Don't come over here. Hey, you're pretty. I like you. Oh my gosh, what is that smell? She smells like poop and sheep. Ew! Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. You are a beauty, my dear. I think I like you. I think I love you. Won't you tell me your name? My name's Esther. Let's get married.
Esther was beautiful, gracious, and kind, just what the king was looking for. In no time at all, Esther was married to the king. He declared her the new queen.
You, ma'am, are the new queen. Get out of the way. New queen. That wasn't nice, but okay.
Now, what you need to know about Esther is that she was a Jew.
I'm a Jew, which means I'm from the land of Israel. My father was taken away from that place, and I've only grown up here in Persia. That was a little while ago.
The king was the king of Persia. The Jews had been driven out of Israel, their home, about 70 years before, and forced to live in Persia.
I remember that day. It was a sad day.
Although they did their best to live peacefully in this strange country, they prayed that someday they would be able to return home. Esther's cousin Mordecai was the leader of the Jews. Mordecai encouraged Esther to hide the fact that she was a Jew from the king and his advisors.
Esther, you need to do something for me. I need you to promise me that you won't tell them that you're a Jew. It could be horrible for you.
I don't understand why I need to hide. But okay, I'll do what you ask.
Now there was a wicked man who worked for the king. His name was Haman.
I don't like anybody except myself. One day, I'm gonna overthrow the king, and I'm gonna be king. But nobody needs to know that except me.
He decided that everyone needed to bow down to him. But Esther's cousin Mordecai refused to bow down.
You know what? Because I'm so awesome, all of you, bow down to me now. Huh? Yes, totally.
You guys are crazy. I'm not bowing down to you. The only person I bow down to is God.
What? This makes me angry.
Haman was very angry and told the king to make a royal decree to destroy the Jews.
King, you can't believe what the Jews did to me. They refused to bow down and show honor to me. You know what we need to do? We need to kill all the Jews.
The king, not knowing any better, said okay.
You know, that sounds like a great idea. Let's do it. I don't even like those Jews anyway. Let's take them out.
When Mordecai told Esther about Haman's evil plot, she was afraid.
Esther, you need to know. I just heard Haman wants to kill all of the Jews.
Mordecai asked Esther to go before the king and ask him to take back his decree.
That's awful, but what do you expect me to do? I'm just the queen.
Esther, you're the only one who could do this. You have to go for the king and plead for our safety.
Esther exclaimed, anyone who goes before the king without being invited will die.
But you don't understand. If I go before the king and he hasn't called me in, he'll kill me.
Mordecai knew that Esther was the only answer for the Jews. He told Esther, "If you keep quiet, we will die."
Esther, you don't understand. You're the only one who could do this. You're in this position for such a time as this. If you don't say anything, we will all die.
Esther decided to stand up for the Jews. She went before the king without being invited.
Here I go. I hope this is okay. I hope this isn't the last decision I make, but I know God is with me.
She could have been killed, but the king was pleased to see her.
Oh, King, may I approach? Esther, I'm so glad you're here. Why don't you come in, sit right next to me? Okay, great.
He asked her what her request was.
Esther, I'm so glad that you're here. Why don't you go ahead and ask me? Ask me for anything you want and I will give it to you. Up to half my kingdom. Really? Okay.
Esther responded, but all she wanted was for the king and Haman to join her for dinner that evening.
I actually have a very simple request. I'm so anxious I just fell over for it. Yeah, it's not that great. But anyway, I was hoping that you would come over and have dinner with me. I just put a cheese pizza in the oven. Would you like to come? That sounds fabulous. Can I bring anyone else? Yeah. Why don't you bring Haman? I think that'd be a good idea. That sounds like a wonderful idea. I like Haman.
At the dinner, Esther told the king about Haman's evil plot to kill all the Jews.
King? Yes, Esther. This has been a delicious cheese pizza. Thank you for sharing it with us. Yeah, I have a request. What is it? You can have it up to half my kingdom. So Haman over there has decided to kill all the Jews. Yeah, I know this. I made this agreement with him. I think it sounds like a splendid idea. There's one problem. I am a Jew. What? You mean he meant to kill my queen? Haman, is this true?
She asked that the king spare her life and the lives of her people. The king was furious with Haman and ordered that he be arrested and hanged.
King, I promise. I didn't know. I was going to kill you, Queen.
Guards, seize him!
You're coming with me, bub. No, I was wrong. I didn't know. I'm sorry. Leave me alone. No.
Haman's pride and cruelty had led to his own destruction, and the brave young Esther had stood up for her people, and they were saved.
I'm so glad I decided to do what was right and speak up. I'm glad I was here for such a time as this.
All right, guys, thank you for joining us on another episode of Potato Head Theater.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time. Today, we heard an incredible story about a young woman in the Bible, Queen Esther. You see, what Esther did is she stood up for others, even though she could have died. When she went into that throne room to go talk to the king, all he had to do was point down and she would have been killed. The king had already done that to the queen that was before her. He called her in and she refused to come, and he said, all right, let's kill her. Esther knew that. And she knew that if she didn't go, if the king had not called her in, she was going to die. But she didn't let that hold her back. Sure, she was afraid, but she had actually spent 3 whole days fasting, which means not eating, and praying and asking all of Israel to pray for her before she stepped into that throne room. And when she stepped in and the king welcomed her in, she knew that she was in, and she knew that God was for her and that God was with her. You see, we have to live out the example that Esther did. She stood up for her countrymen, for all the Jews, because she could have chosen not to say anything. She could have chosen to say, well, he doesn't know I'm a Jew and I can still be the queen and live in luxury in the palace and everyone else can die. But she chose not to do that. She chose to stand up for others, and that's what we need to do as well. I must be willing to stand up for others. You see, there are children all around you that are hurting. Their families are broken apart, or their parents are making bad decisions. And they are hurting, even though they may not say it, and even though they may not act like it, they are hurting. And so what we have to do is we can stand up for them and do what's right. We can stand up if they're being bullied, if they're being made fun of, we can stand up for them and say, no, you will not do this. We have to be kind to everyone. That's what Esther would do. That's what Jesus would do. And that's what we should do as well. You see, there are people out there who are homeless and don't have food. One of the biggest things that's come out because of coronavirus is that a lot of kids don't even know where their next meal is coming from. And that's why over the last several months, we've been giving away these giant boxes of food, these 31 pounds of food. We've been giving it out to these people so that they could eat, so that they could have the next meal. In fact, we've been giving away to this one academy. It's called the Invisible Men Academy. And these kids have all been enjoying the food, and they wanted to actually say thank you to Church of Hope and to you, even if you've helped. Why don't you watch this real quick?
Thank you for all your support with food distribution at our school.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for the food.
Thank you for the boxes of food. It really helped my family.
Sometimes school lunch is the only meal kids have in a day. So your support really helps. Thank you for changing lives.
Thank you for the food. I really like Pop-Tarts and the spaghetti.
Thank you for the food bags you donated.
Thank you for the juice boxes, the cookies, and the sausages. I just want to let you know, thank you for the love and the food.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Church of Hope. We appreciate you.
Wasn't that awesome? You know, we only have about a week or two left of the food distribution, but why don't you ask your parents to come and be a part of the food distribution? We start at 7:30 on Saturdays right here at our Sarasota campus, and you can still come and you can help and give food out to those who are hungry, those who don't have food. You know, there's even more people who've chosen not to follow God, who've chosen not to believe in Jesus and what he did for them. They even may have done that. They may have even followed Jesus before COVID, but after the lockdown and all the craziness and having to wear masks and should I get a vaccine or should I not, they've decided to turn their back on their faith and turn their back on God. It's our responsibility to stand up and say, no, let me tell you about Jesus. Why don't you come back and follow him? Because if people don't follow Jesus, they're not going to get to go live in eternity with God. They actually get to live eternity in hell. And that's not a good place. That's not a place you want to go. We have to stand up for others. And if we stand up for others, we will be blessed. Because you see, as Esther, when she stood up for all of the Jews, she actually saved the entire country. And she was so honored by her standing up and using the gifts and the opportunity and the place that God had placed her, that she got an entire book about her in the Bible. That's incredible. Now, I'm not saying if you stand up for others that God's going to give you a book of the Bible, because the Bible's set. They're not adding any more books to it. But God will bless you. God will bless you for the things, for standing up for others. I've heard from countless people, and I could say for myself that when I have gone and served others, as much as they have been blessed by it, I have been blessed even more. Because I was willing to give and stand up for others and do what's right. God will bless you too. You just have to trust him that he's with you. Just like David did last week, and just like Esther did this week. So let me pray for you that you will have the courage to stand up for others. God, thank you so much that you gave us the example of Esther. Thank you for this woman of God who trusted you and did something so courageous that risked her life. And because of that, we have your son, Jesus. Thank you so much that she gave us the example of how to stand up for others. And I pray that you give us the courage and the sight to see people that need to be stood up for, and we stand up for them as well. God, we thank you for all these things. It's your name we pray. Amen. You know, one of the reasons why Esther and David, as we talked about last week, were able to stand up and stand up in front of gigantic risks and super dangerous things, that they trusted God. And so we're going to sing this song called Jesus, I Will Trust You. And it says, no matter what happens, no matter what's going on in my life, Jesus, I will trust you. Let's sing this together.
Before the day I took a breath, you had a plan for my every step. You promised to always be by my side. I believe that you are the way, you are the truth, you are the light. So I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good in everything that you do, and I know everything that you say is true. And every moment you are leading me through. Jesus, I will trust you. I wanna be honest and true and do what's right the way you do. You're teaching me to take a stand and live for you, 'cause I believe that you are the way, you are the truth, you are the light. So I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good in everything that you do, and I know everything that you say is true. And every moment you are leading me through. Jesus, I will trust you. Even in the moments I feel alone, I know I can trust that you're working and holding my world in your hands. Even in the moments I feel alone, I know I can trust that you're working and holding my world in your hands. You are the way, you are the truth, you are the life. So I sing this to you. You keep your promises every day. I will believe in everything that you say. Yeah, in the dark I know you're making a way. Jesus, I will trust you. You're always good in everything that you do, and I know everything that you say is true. And every moment you are leading me through. Jesus, I will trust you.
Thank you so much for joining us in this week's Hope Kids Online. We got to totally stand up for, you got to stand up for others, Justin. Stand up.
Standing?
No, not on your knees, like on your feet, man. Stand up for others, no matter what the cost or the pain.
Actually, you know what? The thing in this case, it hurt more to be down there.
There you go. This floor is a little uneven. So, hey, we're so glad that you joined us in this week's. And what Esther did was just incredible. I don't know if I could have that kind of bravery.
Yeah, that's some crazy kind of courage.
Yeah, and walking right into that, and the king literally all he had to do was like, and then she's dead. I mean, that's how it went. So, I'm so glad that she stood up and saved all the Jews, because without that, you know who we wouldn't have? Jesus, that's right. We wouldn't have Jesus if Esther hadn't done what she did, and she wasn't in the right place for such a time as this. You know, you may actually have a place that you might be in a place for such a time as this. God has something for you, and you got to stand up no matter what the cost. This is the last week, Justin, for Kids Camp.
Uh-oh.
So you can still register. Yeah, you can still register after this, but the price is going to go up starting this Tuesday, okay? So it's gonna go up, so you wanna go ahead and get that registration in. You can send it in to us and you can pay by check or you can pay by credit card, all those different ways. All we need is $50 from you to secure your spot because, ooh, you know what's coming up.
What's coming up?
Vacation Bible School. Vacation Bible School is actually going to be in June, and we're going to tell you more about that next week. But I'm very excited.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
We're actually doing it in person and online. So if you're one of those that just hasn't come in to see us, you're not comfortable with it, you can still be a part of VBS because we're going to do it online. So fun, so fun. Or you can come in person. We want that too. So that's the two things that's coming up. We totally want to see you back here. Happy Mother's Day to all you moms out there. We're so thankful to you. If you want to find out more information on what's going on with us at Hope Kids, you check us out on our website at www.churchofhope.com/kids. And make sure to like, follow, or subscribe to everything that we're doing. We're putting out content all throughout the week on Facebook and YouTube, so you don't want to miss a single thing. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.